What's up YouTube? This is Brian Fung here with a fantastic hot video about pharmacy informatics. Can't wait to tell you more about ASHP Midyear. It's going to be popping and we're going to be there. Make sure to look for me. I'll be at the volunteer booth. Don't worry, I'm going to show you around.
We'll talk about some things like the residency showcase, networking, and receptions.
And we'll also talk about CVs and business cards and just general networking.
My name is Dennis Lim. I'm a medication management informaticist here.
My name is Diana Schreier. I'm a PGY2 pharmacy informatics resident.
My name is Katy A. I'm a medication knowledge management pharmacist.
Dennis's comment is actually a great segue because I am a great example of lingering too long at one program.
Very awkward.
in the hopes, and this is a great segue. I lingered for a long time because I was hoping I was going to get an invite to their reception. So this is something that I feel that most students don't know about is receptions. Everyone talks about this showcase, but you know, if you were to tell a student going to midyear for the first time, what is a reception? Why are they important? What do you care about receptions? What would you say?
Well, they all have free food, so
important.
That's important. It's usually later in the evening. It has a lot more people, I would say, from that organization will be there for you to network with than are at the residency showcase. And it's just another opportunity for you to ask questions and network, maybe in a less formal setting, but it still is, formal. You still need to be polite and on your game while you're there. But
yeah, I'd say it's still a formal setting. There's usually appetizers at these things, and it's usually a lot of people from the organization, so the residents, the program directors, as well as probably the management and a lot of preceptors there.
Yep.
It tends to be the larger programs that have a lot of residents, and I'd say that it's essentially what you might expect it to be is they're looking at you and they're trying to get a better understanding of who you are as a person, because when they're evaluating you, they're thinking, do I want this person to be a co-resident for the rest of the year? So they're just trying to get a sense of who you are and how you would fit in with the people who are already at that organization.
yeah, the other people you might run into there are alumni of the program. They will often come back to the reception. So that's a really good opportunity for you as well to talk to those graduates of the program.
Yeah, I would take that a step above, and I would say the reception for programs that have reception, and not all do, like they mentioned, that it's really usually the bigger programs. The reception is single-handedly the most important event for your evaluation as a candidate prior to actually being on site in your interview. And so it's both a setting that's informal in terms of they want to know you as a person, and so you can kind of show some of your character and not just be really tight with your questions. But at the same time, it's also a place where people can let loose too much and kind of show, truly kind of the person they are, whether good or bad. So be aware it's a professional environment. There's a ton of people there from the organization. Do your homework before you go. Most websites for these big programs have images of who these people are. They might be preceptors for rotations you're interested in. Feel free to introduce yourself. It's an informal setting, but it's not showcase. So you can't be asking questions all day about the residency. Ask questions about maybe the city or what's life like in that area. What do you guys do for fun? It's more of an informal setting, and it is probably of the entire mid-year week the one place where you can get remembered in a good light and separate yourself significantly from all of the competition. Basically, anytime I've evaluated a candidate at a reception, I could very quickly determine, hey, this might be a good fit for us, or this is a very bad fit, and if they apply, we might not even rank them. So.
Yeah, and I think one of the biggest things that I've heard come up about receptions is what do you wear to them?
Yeah.
Do you wear what you wore earlier to the showcase? Do you wear something different? How are you supposed to look?
I've never thought about it. So
Well, I think for men,
Yeah,
And then it's
for guys it's
easier.
suit. You know,
So-
you just wear a suit. That's it.
So for me, for example, I wore this jacket to the showcase, but for the receptions I replaced it with a sweater. But I wore the same dress, so that was my way of going about it.
Yeah, I think I just wore the outfit that I wore earlier today. I think really you can't be overdressed. So if you're worried that the suit you wore earlier today is overdressed, I wouldn't worry about it. You can be underdressed though, so
Can
keep
be.
that in mind.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, a lot of people at the reception will be coming straight from either showcase or from some other venue. They're not leaving to the hotel coming back, so you can't be overdressed, but definitely can be underdressed. And you'll probably see alumni there sometimes underdressed, but you know, they get a little pass.
Yeah. Comfortable shoes.
Comfortable
Very,
shoes.
very
Yeah.
important.
Because it's a long day especially when you take into account the days that you have 2 showcases and then receptions. That's like 12 hours easily, maybe more.
Yeah, I think the first time I went to Midyear, I wore very high heels, and then I realized that the conference center is a mile long. So every time I go back and forth from my hotel, I walk 2 miles. So think about the shoes you're bringing. Nobody is looking at your feet at the showcase. Wear comfortable shoes. You look good.
And if they are judging you on your shoes, you probably don't want to go there.
Exactly. I want someone with sensible shoes, right?
Well, you know, if you're not wearing
Sensible
sensible
person.
shoes, you might not be a sensible person. So the other thing to consider, you probably might encounter a situation where you'll have 2 receptions in the same time slot during the night.
Yep.
Do not turn down the reception. Like I said, it is the single-handedly most important event. You can just differentiate yourself. Bounce around the 2. Maybe make one or the other, whichever one might be more important, a little bit longer, but bounce around as much as you can possible. Now, if you have like 3 or 4 in the same time slot, you might be hosed, but definitely don't decline one. Go there, meet the preceptors, meet your director, and get a feel for the organization.
Can you guys comment on how to get a invite to a reception, or do you just show up?
Don't ask. Period. Do not ask to be invited to the reception. I've had that asked once, and that was a no. You know, they will, based on their interaction with you, so it depends on kind of the PGY 1 or 2 program. Obviously, PGY 1s don't typically do PPS, so you are kind of dependent on that interaction at Showcase.
Yeah.
And depending on the program, that might be very difficult, depending on the size. So they might have a limited number, and you know, that's hit or miss. PGY2s, if you went to PPS and they have a reception, you are likely to be invited. Not being invited might be a bad sign if you know they have a reception. So just kind of, but never ask. It's based on your interaction, you know.
Yeah.
I don't have much to contribute.
Don't
after
ask.
that.
I've never been on a program side that has a reception to give them out, so I can't really speak
Yeah.
to it very well.
I agree. I can't comment much on it. I've been to receptions,
Yeah.
but I haven't been on the other side to
Right.
know much about how that process works.
Yeah.
And from my perspective, in terms of handing out receptions for a program, I've always evaluated them whether it would be a good fit. If the interaction was fine and there wasn't any like red flags, they were invited to the reception. Now, obviously, every person who hands out one of those is a little bit different, but you know, that's a person-by-person basis, and that's purely dependent on your interaction.
All right. Well, we'll kind of wrap up the video there. If you guys have more questions, definitely reach out to these guys out here. And actually, if you're going to be at ASHP Midyear this year, you'll actually find Dennis lurking around, along with Diana.
Yeah, and since Brian eventually cut off my topic, you can feel free to ask me more questions about what I was saying earlier before he cut me from the video.
Yes, feel free to ask me questions as well.
You can email me. I don't think I'll be at midyear, but you can email me.
All right, that's a wrap. Thanks, guys.
Whoosh!
Hey guys, thanks for tuning in and watching the video. If you like the content, definitely hit the Impro RX button over to your left to subscribe, and definitely check out more videos over here to your right. Now, as always, if you have questions, comments, and even better, suggestions for future videos, definitely let me know in the comments below. Otherwise, until next time, guys.